I was only 2, taken away through CPS because I was getting abused a lot by my mom.
There was physical abuse. My aunt hitting me and my siblings and always telling us lies about my family, just trying to make us hate the family that we came from.
I felt like I'd failed my children, I'd failed myself, I'd failed God, and I really didn't have anyone that I could turn to. Except Peach has.
There is so much hurt and pain and crisis in our neighborhoods, in the places where we live. They don't know where to go, and they don't know who to trust.
Across the country, there are over 500,000 children who find themselves in this type of need. Their heart aches for 3 things: family, family, family.
I grew up in an era when nobody cared. Kids just suffered through it. And I was one of those. And so it's important to me to do what I can for the kids that we can help.
We're about offering children and their families a chance to move from despair to hope, a chance to envision and actually create a plan to move toward a better future for themselves.
A future of hope and possibilities that they were not experiencing in the midst of their crisis.
I have a great respect for always putting the child first, and what do we need to do? What kinds of services need to be wrapped around them so that we can provide what they need?
I was using drugs every day, and Josh didn't know if I would be there when he got home from school. He was left to parent himself a lot. There was no stability at all in his life. He couldn't have friends over. He didn't know if I was going to be passed out. He used to ask me for a normal family, a normal life. CPS had intervened, and they were about to step in and terminate my rights permanently, which meant that Josh would have been in foster care until he was 18. James and Amanda truly love him, and he loves them too. He got a normal family. He was getting the things that he needed as far as parenting and love, the stability that I couldn't give him. I think that's the miracle of this program.
I think it's their expertise as professionals, but it's also their compassion. They help you to accomplish your goal. They don't try to use you to accomplish their goal.
I really do believe Peachaz is doing a wonderful job. They taught us how to be a good parent, and they're continuing to do that job not only for ourselves, but for other families.
I was diagnosed with esophageal cancer in September of 2006. We had never been faced with anything like this before.
My youngest son diagnosed with autism and not being able to get treatment. We couldn't even get an appointment because we had no insurance.
We didn't know from one month to the next how we would make the house payment or something like that. And we really saw Carrie and the organization as
the answer.
The answer,
Yes.
yeah, that they were people who are willing to be providers. We knew that the resources that they provided would always be there, financially, spiritually, emotionally.
She also encouraged us not to give up, and we needed that, to feel secure and have some hope.
It's definitely hard to think that there are so many kids out there that need our help and that we can't possibly touch all of those. But for me, it just takes one child that we touch. We can look them in the face and we see a light come on where they begin to see a different future.
The first day I got here, I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay here. But I've been here for 9 months now. It's way better than everything that I've gone through. I feel more safe here than I mostly do anywhere else.
It's only when they learn to love themselves that they can learn to love God and others. What these kids need is relational connection, and that has nothing to do with just 4 walls and a roof. They're not just warehoused where there's a bed and there's 3 meals.
It's about helping those children to know that they have safety, they have protection, they have relationships, they have someone they can trust.
It is not about the house you live in. It is about the people who love you and surround you and take care of you no matter what. The fact that you belong and someone is never ever going to give up on you.
26 years old, single mother, 3 kids, but they weren't receiving the emotional support that they needed because I was emotionally unstable. My parents didn't teach me the life skills that I needed. There was a lot of alcohol abuse and drug abuse and a lot of fighting, and it was extremely overwhelming. I got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. I locked myself in my room. I wanted to die. Peach House made all the difference. I'm pretty sure I would have given up. Thanks to Peach House, I'm still here. I have my kids back. I have a wonderful man in my life. The kids are doing great. There is help out there from good people who really care and can make all the difference. Peach House did wonders for our family. It helped me turn my house into a home.
You begin to help them imagine a real home for themselves, a place where they can come together as a family and really talk to each other, really work through issues. They hopefully start that with us, either in our homes or our offices, and then they take that back to their own house and begin to make it a home.
You want to make sure their world is as perfect as it can be, and that's how we want to make sure that any child that comes into our home is given that. Give them love.
Peach House was very family oriented. It was like living in an actual family with like brothers and sisters, and then Amanda and James was like our mom and dad. I feel extremely thankful for coming here in the first place because I know it changed a lot about who I am. Because I chose to come live with Peach House, I feel like I know the difference between a house and a home. In a home, you really grow to love the people you live with, and I feel like I've grown to love them too.
God has a plan for all these kids that find themselves in such crisis, and that plan is the Christian family, supported by a community of faith, love via relationships that, through God's Spirit, transforms, heals, and truly provides long-term hope.
I still get extremely excited, extremely passionate about this work because I have seen firsthand how much change people can make when they're given the right opportunities.
To me, it's a calling. It's something that I feel like I was called to do a long time ago because we truly are helping people change their lives.
It does make a big difference. For the first time in a year, I'm actually recovering. The kids love to hang out with me, and I love to hang out with them too, and that's what I've always wanted as a dad, is to be able to do that.
Although I do have my real family, I go and visit them all the time. I always make sure I create time to see, some of the volunteers that are still here. They're family.
We get to see each other pretty often. We get to have an overnight visit. We get to do that about once a month. I can't put into words how grateful I am for that. I know he's okay.
Really thankful for being here because there's a lot of support to help me here. I'm not suffering anymore at all.
Thanks to Peach House and Beverly, I now have skills to be a good mom. I'm looking forward to raising my kids and being in a family because that's all I've ever wanted. The future looks bright.